Oh, okay, that's all sorted. I've just got some singles out at the moment, and the reason for that is I want to get the deeper out and check all the contours in front of me so I know exactly what I'm casting into, over and in, as it were. I'm probably going to go on choddies because there is a lot of chod around, and with the wind pushing in like this, your rigs can soon get covered with drifting bits of weed and all sorts of other crap. So I want the hook bait to sort of sit up a little bit above all this crap, and I'll put a little bit of bait in later, but for now I'm just going to leave those singles out there and see what happens, and get settled in basically, and get the kettle on. So all 3 rods are sorted, choddies on each one of them, and now it's a good idea, I think, to sit down and make up some spare choddy rigs. Hopefully I'm going to need quite a few. Weather this week is going to be a little bit like this, although Tuesday, Wednesday we're going to get some sunshine, and the wind is going to swing around to the west. By Thursday it'll be coming in from the north, which is pretty much behind me. So changeable conditions. Each rod's got about a dozen or so baits around it. Normally when I go for 3-4 days fishing, I'll take 5 kilos of bait with me. Often, sometimes, some places I'll take twice that, but I've only brought 1.5 kilos with me, which I think will be absolutely plenty. If I do need any more bait, I'll pop down the shop and get some sweet corn. The contours of this lake, it shallows up to the right hand side. This right hand corner is the shallowest part. That right hand rod there is slightly to my right, and it's in about 6 to 7 foot of water. The middle rod is down the shelf about 25 yards out. It's about halfway down the shelf. The left hand rod, same position, only bottom of the shelf at about 25 yards out. And like I say, each one's got a dozen or so baits scattered around it. Let's see how we get on. Well, I think I'm all settled in now, finally. Got the kettle on, or got the mocker pot on, kettle's already boiled. Just wait for that. Happy days. I've gone over to 1 ounce leads on the chod rigs because I don't want to bury it. There is quite a bit of weed out there. It's not too long. It's that kind of long, stringy, thick weed that tends to snag you up real easy, which is why I've gone on to the choddies. I just got a little common, first fish. Always nice to get a first fish, isn't it? There you go. He weighs 8-10 pounds, something like that. Happy days. That was from the left hand rod. Right. Let's pop it back, shall we? Always nice to get the first one, isn't it? I was beginning to wonder. Right, let's get that rod out again. Well, it's coming up at 6:20. Right, well, if something happens I'll let you know, otherwise I'll see you in the morning. Well, it's about 11 o'clock and we've got one that's definitely a double, put up a right old scrap. Thought I had one much bigger. Oh, getting out of the bed and trying to get your boots on in the middle of the night when you're half asleep. Right, let's slip that one back. Left hand rod again, deep water. Well, it's 6:15, I'm still in bed. I've literally just woken up. And I'm thinking, first coffee. So I've repositioned all three rods. Left in the middle, to my left in deep water, right hand rod straight in front of me, deeper water, and a dozen or more baits around each rod, so happy days. That first coffee went down so fast it hardly touched the sides, so in a little while I'll be making another. Right, I'm going to think about making that second coffee and a pot of porridge. If you watch the rods for me, you never know, one might go off. I've caught a mirror. Long time. I've caught a really nice one here. This is one I haven't caught before for sure. I haven't weighed it, but I'm guessing the weight's around 15 pounds. Hopefully it'll behave. It's a beautiful ghosty orange mirror. Be good. Be good. Come on, there you go. Check that out. Look at that. It's a beastie, isn't it? There you go. Like I say, 12, 14 pounds, something like that. That's a beauty, isn't it? It's a ghosty one. Goldfish. Right hand rod. In the deep water. Let's put it back. Well, that was a nice fish. and fairly soon after I baited up, within the hour I'd say, at least. Thankfully I remembered to turn my porridge off, so it didn't burn or overcook. So I'm reheating that now. I've just recast that right hand rod to the same spot and put another dozen baits over the top of it. There you go. Right hand rod finally went off. Now all we've got to do is get the middle rod working. There you go. Porridge with brown sugar. Lovely. Can't wait to get stuck into that. And while I do, I will ask you to watch those rods for me. Just straighten you up a bit. There you go. So, that's a good start to the day, isn't it? It was a real orange thing, wasn't it? Ornamental carp, that one. Well, it's brightening up. The sun is getting through the cracks in the cloud. So, conditions are starting to change a little bit, and the wind is now pretty much coming from the south, which is straight across the lake towards me. So we'll see what the day brings. Just seen another carp roll out there over the deep water. That's 2 fish in the last 20 minutes. You might be able to see the spoil of a good, there it goes again. See that fish? That's actually a breaching fish. That's cleaning. That's not a feeding fish. That's not a roll. It's not a head and shoulder. That's a breach. And that usually indicates that they're cleaning themselves, and then they launch themselves out of the water to dislodge the argillus that they've tried to flash off. Must admit, the fish that I've caught, the 3 fish that I've caught since I've been here, none of them have got leeches or argillus on them at all. So here's an interesting thing to note and try out in the future. We've got a southeasterly blowing, and the fish are rolling off the southeasterly, which is basically the other half out in front of me. Not my side, of course not, but the other side. So if I come down here for a session and there's a southeasterly blowing, swim across the other side, there's the one I'm going to try. Dinner tonight is a very, very good portion of meatballs, homemade, with tomatoes, not tin tomatoes, because tin tomatoes are only about 40% tomatoes. The rest of it is rubbish. Don't buy your tomatoes in tins. Buy fresh tomatoes, chop them up, get some red pepper pesto, some basil, some garlic, some onions, brown the onions, pop in the garlic, then pop in your meatballs, swizz it around, make sure your onions are browned, and then put in some red pepper pesto, chopped tomatoes, a cup of water, simmer it for about 20 minutes. Chuck some in the freezer, take it fishing. Oh, and basil. Basil goes in last with tomatoes. Fresh basil, not that dried stuff. There you go, there's another one. It's like every 5 minutes there's fish rolling out there. Let's see what happens.